What if I told you the quarterback who won the 2015 Super Bowl might be the worst ever to do so? You might assume Peyton Manning's legendary career ended on a high, but in 2015, things looked very different. This remarkable twist has left fans puzzled, as Manning's performance that season starkly contrasts with his otherwise stellar career. With a history defined by record-breaking achievements, including 5 MVP awards, it's shocking to consider that his final Super Bowl run could arguably be viewed as a failure in terms of his individual play. As we dive into this wild narrative, we'll explore the following questions. How did Manning, a titan of the sport, manage to finish his career in a season full of struggles? What drove him to lead a team into the championship despite his alarming decline in performance? The 2015 season showcased not just a quarterback in decline, but a more complex story of teamwork, resilience, and ultimately, the relentless pursuit of greatness. It's a tale where questioning the definition of a champion leads us to uncover unexpected truths, digging deep into the nuances of a player's legacy and the impact of team dynamics on the outcome of a season. So, gear up as we embark on this journey, revealing how a perfect storm of injuries and extraordinary defensive support shaped Manning's last hurrah. Join us as we delve into the paradox that is Peyton Manning's 2015 Super Bowl victory, peeling back layers of stats, injuries, and the profound resilience required to finish on top. The legendary Peyton Manning transformed. Peyton Manning, a name synonymous with greatness in the NFL, underwent a shocking transformation during the 2015 season, one that is imprinted in the minds of fans and critics alike. Once heralded as a 5-time MVP and first-ballot Hall of Famer, Manning entered the 2015 season with expectations sky-high. However, what followed was an unexpected decline that defied his stellar legacy. With every throw, it became increasingly clear that the Manning fans adored was vanishing. The once precision passes were replaced by wobbly attempts that lacked their trademark power. This wasn't merely a hiccup in performance. It raised questions about the very fabric of his greatness. Injuries piled up, the crowning blow being a torn plantar fascia in his foot, a condition that severely hampered his ability to perform at his best. Imagine a quarterback who had previously dazzled audiences with pinpoint accuracy, struggling to step into his throws. It was a painful sight for all who went to the game. What made matters worse was that Manning's historic 2015 season lay ahead like a dark cloud. As he struggled through each game, fans and analysts wondered if his time was running out. Yet, in a dramatic twist, despite these shortcomings, he still led his team to the Super Bowl. This juxtaposition of excellence and struggle defined his final chapter, leaving an indelible mark on his extraordinary career and showcasing a player who, despite his limitations, managed to transcend expectations in perhaps the most unlikely of ways. Statistical nightmare in 2015. In 2015, Peyton Manning's performance took a significant dive, marking a sharp contrast to his illustrious career. His regular season stats were alarming. Manning threw fewer touchdowns, recorded more interceptions, and finished with a passer rating that landed him in the bottom 25% of all quarterbacks. His infamous decline was evident in almost every aspect of his game, with his once accurate passes becoming wobbly and lacking the usual power. It was clear that something was painfully off as Manning struggled to perform at a level even remotely close to his previous standards. The underlying issue was a variety of injuries, most notably a torn plantar fascia in his foot. This injury rendered him unable to throw properly, impacting his timing and accuracy. Furthermore, Manning's ability to step into his throws was heavily compromised. Rather than making quick, decisive passes, he often hesitated, leading to missed opportunities and turnovers. The statistical evidence painted a bleak picture. He recorded some of the worst numbers of his entire career. This season, he even appeared likely to lead the league in interceptions, despite missing several games due to injuries. Fans and analysts watched in disbelief, as the quarterback known for his cerebral approach and exceptional skills struggled play after play, with his game unraveling in real time. Even in crucial moments, his performance lacked the spark that had once made him one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. These statistics contributed to the narrative that, by some measures, Manning had not only underperformed, but had delivered one of the worst quarterbacking seasons in Super Bowl history. The injury that changed everything. Peyton Manning, a name synonymous with greatness in the NFL, faced a dramatic turning point in his illustrious career due to a significant injury. This injury, a torn plantar fascia in his foot, not only impacted his physical capabilities, but also shifted the entire trajectory of the 2015 season. Despite being a 5-time MVP and a first-ballot Hall of Famer, Manning found himself struggling on the field, which was a stark contrast to his stellar previous seasons. The injury affected his ability to step into throws and generate power, leaving his once precise passes wobbling and lacking the usual finesse. Many fans and analysts speculated whether this was the end of Manning's exceptional career. His performance began to raise eyebrows, as the statistics told a disheartening story. Fewer touchdowns, more interceptions, and an alarming decrease in passer rating placed him among the bottom ranks of quarterbacks that season. Moreover, the Broncos' offense struggled to find rhythm, leading to questions about Manning's role in the team's success. As the injury persisted, Manning was eventually sidelined for a portion of the season, paving the way for Brock Osweiler to step in as a replacement. Osweiler's ability to lead the team during Manning's absence only added complexity to the narrative, as he secured victories that kept playoff hopes alive. When Manning returned, he faced immense pressure to perform, yet the underlying physical challenges continued to loom over him. This injury became a defining moment, not just for Manning, but for the entire 2015 Denver Broncos. It was a season marked by resilience, reliance on a formidable defense, and an unforgettable journey to a Super Bowl victory. Benchmarked by Brock Osweiler. During the 2015 NFL season, Peyton Manning faced an unexpected challenge when he was sidelined due to a torn plantar fascia, a painful injury affecting his foot. This opened the door for Brock Osweiler, the young quarterback who stepped in as a starter for the Denver Broncos. Osweiler had big shoes to fill, but managed to perform admirably in Manning's absence, leading the team to a commendable 4-2 record across 6 games. His ability to manage games with poise, coupled with his strong arm, showcased a different style of play compared to Manning's seasoned technique. The Broncos coaching staff, impressed by his performances, certainly contemplated whether they could rely on him moving forward. Osweiler's victory over the Chicago Bears, where he threw for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, solidified his status as a capable starter. However, the return of Manning sparked debates over whether the veteran would continue to lead the team or if Osweiler had truly earned the job. The pivotal moment came when Denver needed a win to secure home field advantage. Manning returned to the lineup, and while he struggled with his physical abilities, he orchestrated a crucial drive that ultimately led to victory. This game marked the stark contrast between the two quarterbacks. While Osweiler provided a fresh perspective and played with youthful vigor, Manning's experience and accolades lent the Broncos a different type of leadership. As a result, the 2015 season became a showcase of how a backup quarterback can emerge as a key figure, driving a solid performance even when faced with a legendary player's challenges and expectations. Ultimately, Manning would lead the team to a Super Bowl victory, but many would argue that Osweiler's contributions during that challenging period were indispensable to the team's success. The historic defense carried the team. During the 2015 NFL season, one of the most striking aspects was the performance of the Denver Broncos defense, which became a critical element in their success. Led by standout players like Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, the defense dominated throughout the year, consistently overpowering opposing offenses. Their ability to apply pressure, force turnovers, and create scoring opportunities transformed them into a formidable force on the field. In fact, they ranked number 1 in total defense, number 1 in passing defense, and number 1 in sacks, proving to be the backbone of the team. This was not just a one-dimensional strength. The defensive unit held several opponents to low scores, often allowing the Broncos to win games despite struggles from the offense. The postseason showcased this power magnificently. In the playoffs, against some of the league's most potent scoring offenses, the Broncos' defense limited each opponent to an average of just 15 points per game. The pinnacle of their performance came in Super Bowl 50, where they faced off against the Carolina Panthers, a game touted for featuring the NFL MVP, Cam Newton. Here, the defense shined, recording 7 sacks and forcing several critical turnovers, including key strip sacks by Miller that led to easy touchdowns. Ultimately, the defense allowed the Broncos to secure a 24-10 victory, proving that this championship was as much about defensive prowess as it was about Manning's leadership. It highlighted how a strong defense can shift the momentum of a season, showcasing the importance of teamwork in the quest for a title. Playoff performance and the final victory. In the playoffs, Peyton Manning's performance was a mixed bag, filled with intense moments and critical challenges. He didn't throw a single touchdown pass in the opening rounds. Instead, he relied heavily on the Broncos' dominant defense, which was the true powerhouse of the team. In the divisional round against the Steelers, Manning managed to steer the team without committing any turnovers, a feat that proved crucial. The game's pivotal moment came when the Steelers fumbled, allowing the Broncos to capitalize on the turnover, ultimately scoring a touchdown and securing the victory. As the playoffs continued, the spotlight turned towards the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots, where Manning needed to show some signs of his former greatness. Despite a shaky performance, he maintained his composure and executed key plays, leading the team to an impressive win. The defense once again played a monumental role, pressuring Tom Brady, who faced relentless hits and was unable to establish rhythm. Finally, in the Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers, expectations were sky-high. Despite Manning's lackluster stats showing a low passer rating, his performance was still pivotal to the team's success. The game was marked by outstanding defensive plays, particularly from Von Miller, whose strip sacks changed the momentum significantly. Manning's ability to throw at the right moments, including a crucial 2-point conversion attempt, helped secure the game. The Broncos won 24-10, thanks largely to their defense's stellar performance, while Manning's journey marked a historic, albeit unexpected, championship run. Why did Manning win despite poor play? Peyton Manning's 2015 season is a fascinating case study in the world of sports, revealing just how a player can win the most coveted trophy, despite poor individual performance. While Manning's statistics were alarming, with a career-low passer rating and leading the league in interceptions, his team dynamics played a crucial role in his ultimate success. The 2015 Denver Broncos had a historically dominant defense, which took center stage and often overshadowed Manning's struggles, effectively covering up his shortcomings. The defense was ranked number 1 in total defense and was particularly effective in the playoffs, suffocating high-scoring offenses and forcing turnovers. The Broncos scored easy points thanks to their defensive prowess, which meant that even if Manning was unable to consistently move the offense, his team was able to secure victories. Another vital aspect to consider is the timing of Manning's contributions, such as his ability to avoid turnovers during crucial moments. In the playoffs, he didn't throw a single interception, demonstrating a level of control when it mattered most. Manning's experience and command on the field, coupled with his sheer willpower, allowed him to execute just enough to keep the team on track. When it came down to the Super Bowl, the defense stepped up once again, shutting down the Carolina Panthers and leading them to a 24-10 victory. Hence, in a matchup where Manning struggled mightily, his team's collective performance diminished the impact of his personal inadequacies, leading to his unexpected triumph as a Super Bowl champion. A bizarre end to a great career. Peyton Manning's career, once marked by astounding success and accolades, ended in a manner that was almost unrecognizable. The 2015 NFL season saw him transformed from a dynamic playmaker to a shadow of his former self, suffering through one of the worst seasons imaginable for a Super Bowl-winning quarterback. Struggling with injuries, including a torn plantar fascia, his physical condition worsened, affecting his performance dramatically. Despite being a 5-time MVP, his statistics were alarming, with a passer rating that sank into the bottom 25% of the league, and he almost led in interceptions, adding to the peculiar narrative of a celebrated career's finale. As his body battled against him, the Denver Broncos' elite defense stepped in to shoulder the burden, leading the way to victory while Manning looked on, a mere spectator at times. He was benched for Brock Osweiler, who kept the team's playoff hopes alive and solidified the importance of the defense in a season that seemed to defy common logic. Many fans questioned how such a renowned quarterback could only contribute minimally. Yet ultimately, he rode the defense to the Super Bowl. In the championship game, he managed to secure a win, albeit with a passer rating second worst in Super Bowl history. Manning's final chapter is a bizarre contradiction. A historic player who, in his last hurrah, found himself reliant on the very team he once carried. This paradox speaks volumes about the complexities of greatness in sports, where victories can be shared and legacies remain intertwined with the efforts of others. The story of Peyton Manning in 2015 serves as a critical reminder that success in sports, despite individual accolades, relies significantly on teamwork and collective effort. Winning the Super Bowl with one of the weakest quarterback performances in history raises fascinating questions about the nature of greatness in sports. This season, marked by injuries and unprecedented challenges, highlighted a different aspect of Manning's career, one where his physical capabilities were in drastic decline. Yet, despite his struggles, the Denver Broncos' defense shone brightly, supporting him and carrying the team toward victory. The defense, with its remarkable ability to limit opponents, played a pivotal role in this championship run. It becomes evident that in moments of adversity, a strong collective can overcome the obstacles caused by one individual's shortcomings. While Manning's passing stats in the season may indicate a flawed approach, his leadership and experience undoubtedly contributed to the team's morale and performance. Even amid personal struggles, he brought a sense of hope and determination to the team. For young athletes and fans alike, this narrative is not just about Manning's legacy, but also about resilience and collaboration. It teaches us that even when one player falters, greatness can still be achieved together. This story of unexpected twists in a champion's journey adds rich layers to what it means to win, emphasizing that true triumph often emerges not solely from individual prowess, but from a unified effort where every player plays a crucial role in achieving a shared goal. It challenges our perceptions of what defines a winning quarterback, cementing the truth that victory is often a collective achievement.